I've had a lot of 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds in my DMs asking me, what are like the best piece of advice that you have for us? Can you make a video? And obviously, when I was your age, I was watching cringy YouTubers like FouseyTube, and there wasn't really many YouTuber options that much back then. Just playing basketball, soccer. We didn't really have self-improvement YouTube that we do today. Alhamdulillah. So this being said, we're going to jump right into it. Number one, it's going to take time to be successful. Now, an overnight success takes what, like 10 to 15 years? You're not even going to peak until you're at 25, 30, 35 minimum. And it's okay. I know you might see 15-year-olds coming with foreign cars to school because they managed to catch a crypto pump. And it's okay. These things happen. But these people, when they lose the money, they're not going to know how to make it back. They think that they're financially savvy because they invested in the right thing at the right time. But understand it's going to take time and it's okay. I'm 26 years old right now and I'm nowhere near where I want to be. I don't even think I'm 1% of what I want to do. I don't even think I've conquered 1% of what I want to hit in my life. Inshallah, if Allah gives me more life. And it's okay because it's going to take time. One of the things that we forget is that doing the right thing over time will compound in ways that you can't even comprehend. Just think about this. If you want to lose body fat, let's say you're extremely overweight, we know that there's what, 3,500 calories in a pound of fat, right? So if you're in a 500 calorie deficit daily, that's going to lead to a pound a week that you lose. And we're going to talk about calories and everything in a future video so that you guys understand, but just bear with me for now. This means you have to be dieting every single day to lose 1 pound a week, which is about 4 pounds a month. How are you going to lose 50 pounds in a month? It's not going to happen. It's going to take time. That's why you need to understand with anything in life, yes, it's going to take effort, but it's effort being one of the variables and time being the other variable that you have to give it time. And this is why habits and routine is extremely underrated. I love that as Muslims, we have to pray 5 times a day. It's not just you pray 5 times one day and then you're set for life. It's you have to do this day in and day out. It's discipline and reps that are going to get you there, not just being 100% for a short period of time. The second life lesson I'm going to give you is that your parents are smarter than you think. We're so quick to think that our parents are old fashioned or out of date and they're not technologically savvy, so they don't know what they're talking about. Yet they have actual lived experience, something that you don't. You think you're gonna listen to an audiobook from David Goggins and all of a sudden you've mastered life when you're literally 12. You've never worked a job in your life. You don't have any money to your name. You don't even know how to start a fire for your survival if you were stranded in the woods. I'm not saying that that all parents are perfect and that sometimes they don't make mistakes. Obviously, they're human, but why are we quick to just shut off our parents and the advice that they give us? They're always coming from a good place, and at the bare minimum, even if the advice that they give isn't on point, I know most of them are coming from a place that they do think they have the purest intention in mind, and that is the best advice that they could give their son or daughter. So take it, even if it's with a grain of salt. Still take it, listen to it, and weigh it out. Don't just dismiss it. Don't just be this arrogant, bratty teenager just because your hormones are through the roof right now, where you're talking back to your parents and you think that you know better just because you think you know better. Yes, there were many things that growing up when my parents said, "Oh, you'll know when you're a parent yourself, or you'll know when you're older, you'll know what we're talking about." Yes, there's many things that they weren't right about because over time I'm like, no, I still see things differently. But there were many things, abundant things, that when I got older, I realized, damn, they were right about this all along. Yeah, I was so arrogant to just listen. But that's life. You don't always make the right decisions the first time around. Sometimes good decisions come from experience, and oftentimes experience comes from bad decisions. So yes, sometimes we have to touch that proverbial hot stove to get burned and then learn that, okay, I shouldn't do this. I should have just listened to them. But some things you have to experience. But a wise man learns from his own mistakes, but a super wise man learns from the mistakes of other men. Number three, mental health is an absolute priority. Do not mitigate your mental health. Do not undermine the importance of your mental health. There are things that have happened to you as a kid, childhood issues that are going to plague you for the rest of your life and manifest itself as trust issues or abandonment issues or self-esteem issues if you don't get them checked out. You don't need medications, obviously, unless your primary health practitioner decides otherwise, because this is not medical advice. But you don't need these things generally. You have everything you need right over here. Just sit down in the dark, a couple minutes a day, and just reflect. Just think about the things that are bothering you. How much overstimulation do we need from our phones before we realize that, wow, I actually have a problem not just checking my phone every 5 minutes? Make dua to Allah to make it easy for you. But mental health is absolutely key. Number four is going to be become financially savvy as much as you can early on. Number one, learn how to make money. Then learn how to make money online. Learn how to make money yourself without a job. It doesn't hurt having a job and starting there. We've all been there, but learn how to make money with a job. Be your own man and learn how to be your own boss. Find something that you enjoy, something that makes you passionate, and learn to monetize that. If you're a sister watching this and you love baking, it's amazing. Okay, learn to bake and then monetize that. If you're a brother watching this and you love graphic design, you love making thumbnails, or you love art and you love making thumbnails, why not monetize that? Work for other YouTubers. We are living in the height of free knowledge and information like never before. I never had these resources growing up. You have all of this at your fingertips. Why not learn something from that? And also learn how to save money because it doesn't take much. Imagine if you've saved 10%. I know 10% is not a lot, but imagine if you saved 10% of every dollar that you had since you were a kid. I'm talking Eid money, gift money, everything. You'd have a lot of money right now, maybe hundreds to even thousands. But you don't because you blew it all on snacks and cookies and video games and dumb stuff. So I'm not saying don't buy things that you enjoy, but learn to save money. If you save 10% of every dollar that you make from today, imagine how much you would have in a year. Imagine how much you would have in 5 years, 10 years. It would be a lot. So why not start with that? Have a separate account and only put 10% of every dollar that you make from today onward in that account, inshallah. Now, the fifth and final lesson we're going to talk about today is just emotional intelligence. Do you have emotional intelligence? What is that? EQ is more than just knowing what to say. It's oftentimes knowing what not to say. Do you have emotional intelligence in the sense that you can have a conversation with somebody in a way that they'll actually be receptive, or are you just going to go off on them? See, many times just because you're young, you have hormones, you just going crazy right now internally. You feel that everyone is against you and you're irritable and no one understands you, but that can't be farther from the truth. Mastering emotional intelligence is a practice, it's a daily habit. Taking yourself out of the center of the universe and understanding you're nothing, building empathy and sympathy, understanding that everyone else is the main character of their lives, just like you are the main character of your lives, and it's not always about you. Putting the needs of others before you put the needs of yourself, sometimes at the very least, even if you don't do it every time. And there's so many more points I could go on for hours, but I'm just gonna wrap it up with these five today. Inshallah, if you guys got some type of value, inshallah, like the video, subscribe, comment down below any video topics that you want to see in the future, and I'll see you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.